Hello and welcome to this edition of a Saturday Chat with me, Big Scott 35. So the week there was had a great discussion with Mike and Joe last week. Just kind of chatting about different things in a hobby. Really, I threw out there how long do we keep trusting these grading companies? Uh, with bigger cards, they seem to be making mistakes. The stuff where I'm at most 99% of the time, I'm not really worried about. I haven't bought a graded card and I since the Mickey Cochran I showed months ago at a show that I picked up. So most of the stuff I'm getting is raw anyway. I think a lot of people have stopped grading everything. I know it hasn't really slowed down a lot, but I think what we're grading has changed. I think the market has pushed that, and I think the grading companies have kind of, well, especially PSA has steered us in that direction. Um, it's definitely PSA has changed from what it was at one time to what it is now. Uh, so Monday, another great chat with Dad. Talked about UVA. And, we were there, and some other things in the hobby. Didn't have a long discussion. I was tired. We recorded on Sunday. I worked a lot of days in a row. Finally got a day off today, and felt good. And Wednesday showed off some of my pickups. Got a nice stack for next week. I can't wait to chat with Dad with some stuff that went on this week. And let's talk about it today. So today is Wednesday or Saturday. And when I'm off on the weekends, this is what I like to do. I like to either find out what shows are around me for any of my hobbies or anything, where I can go and walk and mingle and, you know, talk to people, whatever. Uh, and then I'll do some go to antique stores, things like that. I go antiquing. Um, and then I'll go to thrift stores and do thrifting. This week I hit the thrift stores because I just didn't want to spend a lot of money. And I actually did really, really well for my gaming hobby, but I did pick up some stuff and this is the type of stuff that I'm looking for when I go out. It's like stuff that's not necessarily cards, but things like this. I saw this from across the way. I saw the catcher, and I wasn't 100% sure it was Roy Campanella until I walked right. I had to get up on it to see. My old eyes wasn't as not as good as it used to be. But yeah, love this. I showed a Johnny Bench a couple weeks ago, Cooperstown collection. Love this one. This will go on my wall with the rest of them. And I think I paid like $5 for that. This right here, this next pickup was $2 from a thrift store. That was so overpriced on. I was trying to find some cheap shelves today, and oh my god, I could go to Target or Walmart and buy shelves uh, for what they were trying to sell the same shelves for, and get them brand new. But I got this for $2 today. It's the 87 issue or 88 because it goes up to the 87 World Series. I've been picking these up as long as they're cheap, very cheap. Uh, the if you get the newer ones up until the time that you're looking at these, they have the same information. At least they're supposed to. So I have like 4 or 5 of these now. I need to look up to see how many years it goes back because now it's piqued my interest on picking those up. 75 cent here on the Subway Series reader, little pocket book they were calling it. thought that was pretty cool, right up my alley. Another book for the Mets. This is, I believe, on the 92 Mets. They had the highest payroll in baseball and it sucked. The worst team in money could buy. I think this was the team that, got the then GM fired, and they got I don't know, he might have been there. Phillips, because Bobby Bowe was on that team. But I know Phillips brought in Piazza, so that's his great move. This one here was $1.50. So there's this shop here I talk about all the time. It's called McKay's. We have two in the general area. One's about an hour away from me, if that. It's highway, so I can get there for 45 minutes. And we got one here in the town of Winston-Salem. One had the cheaper books than the other, but this one I got. This is the Dixon Baseball Dictionary, 5,000 terms used by players, the press, and people who love the game. Thought that was interesting. I've never seen a baseball dictionary. I can't wait to look at this. This will probably go into my thinking room, otherwise known as the bathroom, for me to look through. Very interested in that book just to see what terminology they had. And then I saw this, and this just brought back all the flood of visiting this place last year. I couldn't stop talking about it when I did. I still can't talk. Any reason to talk about it is great for me. But the Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, where legends live forever. I thought this was just awesome. I started looking through it. 75 cents. I was like, okay. So I just thought that was some awesome non-card. And I was looking to see if they had any card books, for the hobby. Most of those are tough to find. Like even my Barnes and Noble never really carry like the hobby books, like about card collecting and stuff. I have to go online to order those. But I love bookstore. I stood there at both the McKay's Friday and today, and then went to that other two different thrift stores today and just was looking through the books. I mean, paying $1 for a book. I know people don't like the media. They rather have it all on their phone. I still like to have books. I collect the Star Wars books. I like to have the sports books. There's a few other different books that I read that I like to have the actual physical copies. And then there's some that I have and I listen to on in the car to on when I'm driving around. I'll upload a book, and that's probably what I'll do on my way to Ohio. It's probably upload a book and just listen to it. So that today just did that. Went around thrifting, like I said. I like to look for sports games, anything about baseball, anything that's intriguing to me. I like to pick up. And sometimes, when I go to antique stores and antique malls, I mean, other people talk about it. You'll find cards in there and stuff. Usually they're overpriced, but it is what it is. And but that's kind of how I spend my weekends. I'd like to get out of the house and just go do things like that. Go to a different part of the state or to another state that I haven't been to. Just gives me a reason to go there and hang out and take in a new city or town. I started doing that in Iowa to really enjoy the Midwest culture, little towns, and they have a lot of little towns here in North Carolina, of course. I mean, I think most places do that. Did in Virginia as well, and it's kind of Main Street USA. So, kind of have fun doing that and just seeing how people live and talk to people, and just get out there and have some fun with it. I did pick up a game that I didn't have that people will probably be shocked. The MLB with the show game with David Wright on the cover. I did not have that one. I don't have it here handy. And I was looking the other day, and I was like, how do I not have the one with David Wright on the cover? And I mean, it's '06, so I didn't have a lot of funds. And what I was doing was buying. If I bought it one year, I wouldn't buy it the next. I just continue the same dynasty or whatever I was playing from the year before, and just kept on going. I'd do that and then they started letting you upload it to the new game. I think they figured that's what people were doing. If you're playing dynasty modes, you could just upload it. And I know people watching this probably don't care, but I have other hobbies, and that's what I do. I go out and just enjoy being out amongst people. So, and my job now, I work 7:30 to 3 or whatever, 7 to 3:30. That's what it is. So most of the time I get off in the afternoon where I can go do stuff as well, and it frees up my weekends a little bit. So I've never had that. That's the reason why I bring it up. I've never had this, and I love that I have it. Hopefully, I don't have to give it up. But now we get into what's coming up. We're right in the middle of Hobby Palooza. I've been watching a lot of that this afternoon. Double speed, just taking it in. Interested. I have some thoughts already. Some things that I don't know. It's just not selling with me. So I will be on with Mike O tomorrow night, and that's on Four Collectors, I think, channel. I'll put a link to their channel in the description below. I think it's going to be me and Mike, and he's put it out there for the group that's staying in the house. And I really don't know what we're talking about. The hobby. Going to talk probably about national, because between the guys that are at that house, we have a lot of national trips. So I didn't realize how many I've been to until somebody said the last time I was in Cleveland was in 2018, and I was like, holy smokes, yeah, and I already been to a national before that. So yeah, so a national two nationals before that. I skipped a year because I didn't go to Jersey one time. So yeah, so that was my third national when I went to that one. So yeah, I've been to a few now, and that'll be fun talking to them. And Mike is an OG. Him and Ed are OGs on YouTube. And Dave, Midlife Car Crisis, another OG, and Mike Fabian, another OG. I feel so lucky to be friends with these guys. Get to talk about the old days on YouTube when we get together. I just sit and listen. They've introduced me to a lot of the OGs. Some guys don't even do shows anymore, and it's been a pleasure to listen to those guys talk about it and get their thoughts on the modern YouTube. I've gotten mixed feelings from them on how I do things. I think I straddle the line of the new YouTuber and old YouTuber. I think I do a little bit of both. I just find myself as a person that likes to collect and talk to people in the community. That's all I am. And I love to hear stories. I love to hear. I was a history major in college. That stuff's intriguing me. For some reason here lately, I dove into World War I here lately, and I don't know what's going on with that. Usually I love Revolutionary War, independence. I love learning about the start of our country, colonial times, before the revolution, from early settlements to now I to the Revolution is my sweet area. I really like learning about that time. I throw this out there. One of my favorite books I've read was on the Iroquois nations and how it's built. I got that book right over there. That sucker was thick, but it was awesome read and just talked about back before the first colonies to how they fought in the Revolutionary War on both sides. So that was incredible. So yeah, so I feel real fortunate to know these guys. And now this year, I had Joe on the channel last week, and Joe was going with us this year. He wasn't going, but I offered place to stay and a good price, and I was like, "You're going now, right?" And he's going to be riding with Mike and Eating Cards, who I can't wait to say hi to and see him, and love to see his laughing face, and can't wait for all of that. So we're within like 4 weeks now. It's getting real. I know that my friends said they're not ready. I don't know what you're really getting ready for. I bought drinks. I bought water. I bought Gatorade, and I bought enough for you as well, Victor. If I see you, I'll have a Gatorade for you. And that's how I get ready. And I guess we'll talk. If I don't talk, we don't talk about it tomorrow night on that show. Mike is hosting our hour. Then the next hour, we're going to just flip over to my channel, and hopefully everybody will be on there for my hour as well on my channel. The Hobby Blues will still be going on, but we're going to just, whatever we're talking about will probably get extended and to my channel. And can't wait chat with those guys tomorrow, and we talk about every day on our group chat, so we all have a good time. So hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow night, 7:00 on Hobby Palooza. There is a charity. It's a great charity. Autographs for veterans, I think it's what it's called, or veterans for, it's I forget what exactly, but it's for veterans. It's not only autographs, but it also helps families. So it's an awesome donation. I think we did pretty well last year for it, and last couple of years, I believe we've done pretty well for it. So it feels good that we're doing something good for them, plus having a good time in the community. And I think this is like the 5th year of it, which I find that blew me away. And all started because of COVID. We didn't want to lose the community aspect of the community because of COVID during the year we missed the national. But it's a good way, and it's a good mix of people this year. I was looking through all the guests and the shows, and it seems like it's more than just one group of the community. It's pretty diverse. And also Mike, if y'all care, Mike and Ed will be on with Ray and that 70s card show at 3 tomorrow afternoon. So, and that's that 70s. I believe that's his hour he's hosting. But that's 4 Philly guys, so that'll be interesting. So if Phillies lose today or tonight, it'll be tomorrow. We'll listen about the Phillies burning down the city, the fans. So that will be interesting. So I'm going to stop rambling. I can't wait for tomorrow again, 7:00. Well, four collectors, and then 8:00 over on my channel. And we'll see you then. See ya.